Okay, let's talk about NVIDIA. We're going to break down the absolutely massive vision of a company that is kind of quietly becoming the foundation for the entire AI revolution. If you still think of NVIDIA as just the company that makes graphics cards for your gaming PC, you are seriously missing the bigger picture here. Their whole identity, it's completely shifted. They are building something so much bigger. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. What is their real end game here? Because this isn't just about chips. This is a strategy that could totally redefine the global economy. So let's unpack it, piece by piece. All right, so to figure out where they're going, we've got to look back at how they even got here, how they built the foundation of this empire. It is truly a masterclass in strategy, going from a pretty niche market to, absolute dominance. I mean, just look at the scale of their influence. It is absolutely staggering. We're not talking about a few small startups here. We're talking about the titans, OpenAI, Tesla, Meta, Amazon. The list goes on. Basically, every single major AI lab on the entire planet is running on NVIDIA hardware. They are literally the engine behind this whole revolution. And this gives them a chokehold on the market it's undeniable. This is not a 50-50 split with a competitor. NVIDIA controls a jaw-dropping 80% of the AI chip market. That's not just dominance, right? That is a strategic control point. It gives them insane pricing power and basically forces the entire industry to play by their rules. So, how did they pull this off? Well, their secret weapon isn't just the hardware. It's something called CUDA. The best way to think about it is like a special language that only NVIDIA chips can speak perfectly. For years now, millions of developers have been learning this language to build AI stuff. So if you're a developer and you want to switch to a competitor, it'd be like trying to rewrite an entire library of books in a totally new language from scratch. It's created this incredible moat that locks a whole generation of AI talent right into their ecosystem. And that foundation, that massive lead, it builds directly into the next phase of their grand plan. See, they're not happy just selling the parts anymore. Oh no. Now, they're building the entire factory. And that's not my word. That's the exact term their CEO Jensen Huang uses, AI factories. Just stop and think about that for a second. Not data centers, factories. The implication there is huge. These aren't just places to store data anymore. They're facilities designed to mass produce intelligence itself. And intelligence is, without a doubt, the single most valuable new commodity of our lifetime. And look, this isn't just some vague idea. They have a full-blown roadmap for it. It starts with the GPUs, right, the core engine. But then they add the super fast networking to link thousands of them together, the wild cooling systems to handle all that heat, the software that's basically the OS for AI, and then the whole blueprint for the data center. It's a complete end-to-end solution, a factory in a box. So what's the goal? In a nutshell, they want to be the Apple of AI hardware. It's the perfect analogy. Just like Apple controls the hardware, the software, the whole experience for your iPhone, NVIDIA wants to control the entire stack, from a single tiny chip all the way up to a fully built, ready-to-go AI supercomputer. But hold on, because their ambition doesn't just stop in the digital world of data centers. Nope. They're also making a huge play to power the next physical frontier, and that's robotics. And this isn't some far-off future thing. We're already seeing it happen right now. You know those incredible humanoid robots you see in videos? The ones from companies like Figure or Tesla's Optimus or 1X? Guess what's inside? All of them rely on NVIDIA systems to be their brain. They are positioning themselves to be the go-to, indispensable intelligence engine for the age of robotics. The strategy here is actually pretty genius and simple to understand. Think about what Google's Android did for smartphones. NVIDIA wants to do the exact same thing for robots. They'll provide the super complex AI brain, which lets all the other hardware companies just focus on building the physical body. It's a brilliant play. Okay, this all sounds incredibly ambitious, right? Which leads to the big, obvious question. When you're this dominant, you've got a giant target on your back. So can anyone at all, actually compete with them? Well, when you look at the landscape, the answer is pretty clear. It's not just one thing. Whether you're talking about raw hardware, the software, the community of developers, or just sheer scale, NVIDIA is leading by a lot. Competitors like AMD, Intel, even Google, they're all playing a desperate game of catch-up, and not just in one area, but across every single one. It's one thing to challenge a leader on one front. It's a whole other ballgame to fight a war on all fronts at the same time. So the takeaway here is kind of unavoidable. This isn't a small lead we're talking about. NVIDIA is years ahead of everyone else. And the scary part, their pace is only getting faster. It is genuinely possible that by 2030, they'll be too far ahead for anyone to ever catch up. So when you pull back and look at all the pieces, the chips, the software, the factories, the robots, the real goal becomes crystal clear. This was never just about selling more GPUs. It's about something way more fundamental, owning and dominating the entire global infrastructure of intelligence. You've probably heard the saying, data is the new oil, right? Well, if that's true, then the infrastructure that refines that raw data into actual, usable intelligence is the most valuable asset on the planet. And that's what NVIDIA is building. They're not just selling the drills anymore. They're building all the refineries, all the pipelines, and all the gas stations for this new digital oil. And that really leaves us with one final, kind of mind-blowing thought. If they actually pull this off, if they succeed in this grand vision and become the literal bedrock that the entire AI economy is built on, then NVIDIA won't just be a trillion-dollar company. It could very well become the world's first multi-trillion-dollar AI empire.